Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tando and welcome to another exciting episode of Life of a Freelancer in Film and TV. We are on episode 13. I'm super excited, guys. If you are a returning subscriber, can I just say thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate your support. The fact that you keep coming back, thank you. I mean, it means that we're doing something right on this platform. And if you are new, just do me a favor and subscribe. Like, I've been sitting on 518 for a whole week, guys. Like 518. Please be the guy that changes this number. Like, be the person that changes this 518 and turn it into something else. So don't forget to subscribe while you're still here. So you're probably wondering, what is this Life of a Freelancer series? Well, basically on this channel, I am documenting myself. I started this channel by documenting myself. I currently work as a freelancer in film and television. I'm currently unemployed. So when I started being unemployed, because that's how it is in the freelance world, I was just like, instead of me being at home and waiting for opportunities to come, let me start documenting myself as an unemployed freelancer in film and TV. There will be a time where I start working, so when I go back to work, I will definitely be documenting that side of my life as well. But the other most important thing about being on this channel and about this series is the fact that we are using this platform to kind of like educate people about the life of being a freelancer in film and television, the reality of being a freelancer in film and television. Yeah, please come and stay, join in on the conversation. We are trying to become a big community. We're trying to grow so that freelancers in film and TV can have a platform where they can be able to share their experiences, to be able to talk about anything and everything that we experience as freelancers in film and TV. And when I talk about experience, I don't necessarily talking about like bad things only. We can also just share opportunities, teach one another, connect, put each other on work. And there's so many things, man, you know what I mean? But it's still a growing platform. So as time goes on, the more you guys subscribe, we'll definitely be focusing more on everything that's got to do with being a freelancer in film and television. So I want to discuss today with you guys if you think film school is necessary. Like, if you think film school is necessary, and if so, why is it that we think film school is necessary? I'm gonna firstly just discuss, I'll tell you exactly my opinion about film school, and then I'll speak also about my experiences about film school, and then after that, I don't know, man, I just feel like there's just so much to discuss when it comes to going to film school, because these school, they're very expensive. Guys, going to film school is quite expensive. Like, hey, so, and then when you get to set, or when you get to start your career in the industry, then you find that some people never went to school, they've never graduated, they just started working, and then their careers were just doing so well in the film industry. So that's what I'm trying to figure out as a freelancer. Do you think film school is necessary? So for me personally, I went to school, right? Firstly, because I've always known that I wanted to work in the film industry. And growing up as a young kid, like all of us do, our parents, they want us to go to school. So for me, I was just like, if I'm going to school, I'm definitely going to be going to film school, because that's what I want to do. I don't care who says what, that's what I want to do. And then in 2011, revealing my age, in 2011, I went to City Varsity. Some of you guys know City Varsity is a private institution. I went to a City Varsity, and the school fees there was like, I think that time was 60,000 Rand. Yes, 60,000 Rand for a first year. Only first year. You're still gonna go to second year, you're still gonna go to third year. And I don't come from a privileged background. I don't come from a rich family. I don't come from, I'm a poor girl. Like, I'm come from a struggling family. So the fact that I even tried to go to university, for me, I was reaching. But I applied and I went. And I just I think I went in for three months, and then after that I was just like, well, I can't continue, because that school needs, it's private. We don't get NSFAS there, so I had to quit because I couldn't continue. because of the finances, obviously. But then because I was just so adamant, man, I was just like, I want to continue, I want to study film, I don't care what's happening. I was just like, okay, cool. A couple of years later, let me go back to school. And then I applied at CPUT. In 2014, I applied at Cape Peninsula University of Technology in Cape Town. I was so excited. I applied. I didn't get accepted the first time around. I don't know why, but I applied again, and then eventually I got accepted. So I was studying there. I did diploma for 3 years. The school has a lot of practicals. I love it. It's film school, man. Film school is just practical. Yes, we were taught everything from first year, second year. We were taught being directors, producers, editors, art department. Like, you could just choose whenever there's a project, you could just decide if you wanted to be an editor on this one, you wanted to be a producer on the other one, you wanted to edit on the other one. So that was quite cool. Did that for 3 years. And then as soon as I finished studying, that's when obviously I started freelancing. I went to go to do internships. I did, I was a trainee for some time. I do want to mention though that when I started working in 2016, not 2016, I'm sorry. I think I started working in 2017, like properly. That nothing that was taught at school was done in productions. Like, when I got there, because now I'm thinking, you know what, I'm a film graduate. I was doing this thing for 3 years. I have a couple of short films under my arm. I've done a couple of things. So I felt like I was prepared for the industry. I felt like I was experienced for the industry. Kanti, little do I know that when you start in the industry, you start from the bottom. And when I say the bottom, I mean like the bottom. I was like shocking because like when I was doing my 3rd year, I was already producing short films. Like, I was that girl. And then now I start this jobs, and I'm expected to bring lunch. I'm expected to make coffee. I'm expected to make copies. I'm expected to fix the printer when it's broken. Like, I was just like, hello guys, where's the part where I become, a producer here or something? Like, do you guys know that I'm a graduate? Like, you can't be out here making me do these things. But that was my reality at that time. And it was so shocking for me. I was just like, why didn't they tell us at school? Why didn't they tell us at school that, yes, we are teaching you all these things right now while you're still at school, but once you get into the real world, once you get into the real industry and work with real crew, well, you just expect anything. This is not what you're going to be doing. You're going to be making coffee. You are going to be mopping sometimes if there's something that's spilled. I don't know, bruh. Like, you're just going to be doing the worst. I remember my first job, I worked in the costume department. Guys, I was doing laundry on my first job. I was doing laundry. Like, laundry, washing clothes for the extras. That's what I was doing. And then my second job, I started becoming a trainee in production. I think most of the things that I did on that as a production trainee was make coffee for my line producer. Hey, that man needs to love coffee. I think I used to make coffee, make sure I get his breakfast, copies, printing, making sure that, the stationery is packed properly. Nothing that I was taught at school, I was doing when I started working in the industry. And I do feel like sometimes, like, being in film school is like they shouldn't do that. They should actually teach you exactly what you need to expect when you get into the industry. They cannot fool you. We're paying all this money. People paying 80,000 rand per year. People paying 60,000 rand. I was paying, I don't even remember how much I was paying, but thank God I was paying through NSFAS. But we paid all this money, all this amount of money for you. When you finish school, they tell you that you need to be mopping the floor in order for you to grow in the industry, So I really feel like I wish that at school, they'll also mention those things. They don't just take the money. Because I honestly truly don't understand why it has to be so expensive. Like, why is it because of the cameras? Why is film school so expensive? I don't understand. Because like once you're done, you just have that I went to after. certificate. But once you get into the industry, that does not matter. It doesn't. And then obviously the more I get into the industry, the more I work on these jobs, you obviously grow. That's how you start. And that's why I feel like film schools, they need to be honest about starting up in the industry. What should we expect? Because they never taught us. I don't know about other institutions, but I know with us, they never taught us. They never told us that when you start, you're going to start from the beginning. This is what you need to do. You have to behave like this. You have to act a certain way. You need to be a yes man up until they see you've got potential, and let's put you on to the next position. You know what I mean? They never teach us in school. And then when you get there, when you're thinking, oh my gosh, like me, I was a producer, I produced this other short film and this other short film, and then you get there and they're like, what's this one now? Get out of here. Is school necessary? Personally, again, I'm still talking about my own experience. I never really used my qualification to get work. Can't remember. I don't think I've ever used my qualification to get work. Ever. I've been in the industry now for almost 10 years. I don't think I've ever used my qualification ever to find work, especially as a freelancer. Now I'm talking about freelancing, especially as a freelancer. Since I started as a trainee, going on to the next job, going into the next job, it's just been connections. It's just been connections, impressing my producers, impressing my line producers, and they're saying that, okay, cool, I'm taking you to the next job. Never was a time where they were like, please send us your qualifications. We want to see if you went to film school. No, none of that. Even when I started working, like getting all these other positions, instead of being an intern and a trainee, it's things that I've learned when I was on set. You know what I mean? It's not stuff that I learned at school. It's things I learned on set. Everything that I was doing, it was just like, this is experience I got from the previous job and the previous job and the previous job, and then you put this together and then you become this person because now you've learned so much throughout the years that you've been working on set. So it's basically experience, not necessarily my qualification from film school. For me, I'd say the only thing that was amazing for me when I went to film school was the fact that they introduced us to a program that helped me start my career. So when I did my third year, there was a program that was called, actually film. It's called the SA Film Program. It's so amazing. What it does, it takes all the students who are done university and then it puts them in all these jobs. When I was in Cape Town when that was happening. So the film program is actually in Cape Town. I don't know what I'm saying. The film program is in Cape Town. So I joined in the film program and they put me it's like an agent, but agent for trainees and interns. So they put you on jobs, all the international jobs. They put you as a trainee. That's where you get to collect now your own contacts. That's where you get to show yourself and prove that you can work, so that they can be able to put you on the next job. So that's what helped me basically, because they told us about the film program. I joined, and then from there on, that's when my career started. But in terms of using my qualification to get work, I have never ever use my qualification to get, or maybe I'm still going to, I don't know, maybe there's still a job that's, you don't know, I don't know what the future looks like. Maybe there's still going to be a job for me where they're like, yeah, you said you went to school, let's see that. But now it's always just been experience. Just experience. No, just experience. Just reference, experience. Never a day where I had to submit my CV and say, here is also my, and then they ask for my qualification. Nope, not in this freelance world. And also the people that I've worked with a lot of people who say that I've never went to school. Some people even say that I used to be a teacher and then I decided, let me just hop onto this career industry. Some people, they were cleaners and then got liked by the producer and said, do you want to come in? And then they say, yeah, and then the production coordinators. So it's really just, I don't know, man. I just don't think school is necessary. Film school is necessary. Unless your parents have money to pay for all those big amounts of money, then you can go for it. But, that is just my own personal experience, and it's also my own personal opinion. I wouldn't want, for you to come onto my channel and say that Tando said you mustn't go to school. I'm just talking about my own experience. and what I've seen working in the industry, and saying that some of the people that we work with, they actually don't even have any qualification, but they're here. They are producers, they are our line producers. I don't know, man. I just think we think about it before you actually go to school. If you have money, if your parents have money, they're encouraging you to go to school, I think you should do it, definitely. But if you are just, you're struggling, there are definitely other ways for you to get into the industry. And we're going to discuss that on the next video that I'll be doing. I did obviously I had to do some research, do some digging, just to find other people's opinions about, going to film school. I'm going to read them out for you guys, so that my opinion about film school is not the only one that is presented on this video. I want you guys to also hear from other people what they think about film school, what they can advise you on, and then you can take it from there. But for me, I've shared my part about film school. Then I'm going to read other people's experiences, and then you guys can just make up your own mind. I found all of these opinions, and I found them on Reddit. So everything I'm going to read here, it's basically people sharing their own experiences about film school on Reddit. So this person is saying, film school is generally not worth it. They can't teach you how to write or direct. They could maybe teach you to produce, but just move to LA and start PAing in a production office, and you'll learn how to produce pretty quickly. I have 2 film degrees. They will never be worth what I paid for them. Avoid film school if you can. There's so much valuable instructions on cinematography on YouTube. I'd say make shorts, teach yourself how along the way, and move to a city where you can work as a PA to start out. So this person is basically saying that they're advising you to find productions in a city where obviously there's more films that are being done. Try to start as a PA and work your way up than going to school. He's saying that he has 2 film degrees, and they will never be worth what he paid for them. So that's one opinion. Okay, so this second person is saying, personally, yes. He's saying yes, you must go to film school, because acceptance to a prestigious film school does help open doors, especially if you're looking at investors or programmers who went to your school. It's also a great place to meet cinematographers, writers, editors, actors, and people from other disciplines who may or may not collaborate with you, but provide useful criticism of your own work and give you insight into their own work you may not recognize yourself. So this person is saying that you must definitely go back to school, because that's where you're going to meet other creatives that you're going to collaborate with in the near future and start making films. And this one is saying, absolutely, it's not just the education and training you get, it's also the connections. Networking is vital for filmmakers and film school. So absolutely, film school does help with that. So this person is saying, guys, please go to film school. I don't know, man. It's very important for me to read other people's opinion, guys. I hope you're taking it in, and you're also just trying to make your own decisions on whether film school is necessary or not. Let me read more. I'm going to read 2 more, and then I'm going to be done. Okay, so this person is saying, film school is great for networking, but other than that, not worth it. I did not go to film school, but have been on jobs and have been told by multiple producers I know more than anyone they have hired with a film school degree. So if you put some time into self-education and just working, you learn from experience. The key is just to get started doing something, write, direct, and edit your own films. You also have to understand that they will probably not be good to start with, but as you do more, they will get better. So this person is saying, there's no need to go to school. You just have to self-educate yourself. YouTube, do some research, and all of that. Other people do believe that you should go to school, so do not just listen to Tando or some random person on the internet. You must also do your own research and find out what's best for you. Thank you so much for coming through to my YouTube channel, and I hope that I'm going to see you on the next video. Thank you, and bye-bye.